What is the most shocking problem with neuropathy? Now, this affects half of the people that have neuropathy in the United States. So again, half of the people that have neuropathy or nerve damage or suspect that they do, or this is going to affect half of you. And so I'm reading this from a research study, which prompted me to shoot this video for you really quickly. I think that'll be helpful, especially in the realm of awareness or perspective. But I've seen it clinically for more than a dozen years, exactly what they're talking about, which is why I know this shocks people when I talk to them day to day in the clinic. Like, for example, yesterday in the clinic, the last new person I saw that I went over this concept with, and then I read it when I'm doing, taking a day and doing research. By the way, I'm quoting from an endocrine journal. This is a medical journal I get usually once a month. There's 2 or 3 different ones I get sent right to the doorstep. So it's reliable information. And again, I just wanted to record this because I think it'll be helpful. So what is the most shocking, one of the most shocking problems that it seems like when I talk to people, because no one's telling you folks this, and it's just kind of crazy this day and age. I'm going to read right from this doctor, and this is an actual quote right from the page. Half of the patients with neuropathy may have never experienced any symptoms at all. Half of the patients with neuropathy may have never experienced any symptoms at all. Half of you that have nerve damage or neuropathy will never have any pain or symptoms, okay? This is important because we're conditioned by the commercials or whatever we've been told or thought, and a lot of people thought, I'm careful how I word this because I'm not making you wrong. And how would you know this if you didn't read it like I do or observe it, if it wasn't part of your vocation? So I'm not here to make you wrong. I just want to give you awareness. So you don't, some of you are just suffering needlessly. This is, we're talking about a debilitating condition of neuropathy and balance problem or conditions. So again, half the people have burning, pain, sharp shooting. I'm not minimizing. I know how terrible, I understand how terrible that can be. And half of you will never have any symptoms at all. Or you'll have little to no, like little mild symptoms that, again, people think they can live with. And I'm not challenging, I can't feel your feet or your legs. I'm not challenging how you feel or what you can or can't live with. That's not for me to decide. I just know that it affects function. And by that I mean walking, driving, and even sleep, believe it or not, is a function. So, but that goes back to pain. Let me stick with the topic here of it's a loss of protective sensation that we're talking about, a loss of pain. A lot of people I meet with have a history of falls, and they don't figure out that they have neuropathy in their legs or feet until they've fallen. And they had to seek, unfortunately it was bad enough that they had to seek medical attention. And then during a process of the testing that they may go through there, they figure out that, oh, you have neuropathy. Here's why, really quickly. You get your balance 3 ways. This is it, only 3 ways. I'll keep it really simple. Your eyes, your ears, and the nerves in your legs and feet. So just for brevity of video here, it's not the part you see with, it's not visual acuity, like if you need corrective lenses like I do. It has to do with light coming in. We'll leave it at that today. Your ears, not the part you hear with. Most of my patients have hearing aids. It's not the part you hear with, it's your vestibular apparatus, let's call it the inner ear. And then the nerves in your legs and feet. The nerves in your legs and feet send up 1/3 of your equilibrium or balance. Okay? It's called proprioceptive input or proprioception. It just gives that 1/3 of awareness when you take a step or you want to feel the gas pedal in the brake. Extremely important if you want to be independent, if you want to be able to do the things you want to do. So I'm telling you this because half of the people are led to believe by whatever way. I'm not here to make anybody wrong. I want you to know me being right or making someone else wrong doesn't help you have a better life. Guess what does? Less pain or being able to walk, drive, reduce your risk of falls. Those are the things that actually matter, okay? So the bottom line is you're gonna need or want a QST. You need a quantitative sensory exam. a quantitative sensory test. So, and reach out to me. I'll tell you exactly the one that I use. There's more than one out there. I use the same one that I've used since 2007. So at the time of this recording, that's many, many years. But it's still, so even I'll go back 3 weeks ago when I was looking at research. The test I use, it was just validated again for being extremely reliable. So again, I just find out what the research says. These conditions unfortunately run in my family, which is why I do other research on them, and this is all I've done in clinical practice for I think more than 13 years. I've always worked with nerve problems. So thousands of encounters. I've observed exactly what I'm reading here in a day that I'm doing research about neuropathy and balance problems, and it sparked me to say, wow, I need to let people know. I mean, I always see people, half the people I see, they're surprised to know this. Why not just get it out there? So this could help you. And I'm going to read you just 2 more things that are really important to maybe hopefully drive the perspective home, because you don't have to allow yourself to become part of the statistics. Okay, you just don't. So I'm not trying to make bold statements, but most of these neuropathic conditions can be managed. Okay, so here's what I mean by that. This contributes to 96,000 amputations we have every year in the U.S. Not my opinion. I'm just, again, reading to you. And I'm not trying to scare you. You should be aware of it. I'm not saying you're going to have an amputation. How would I know that or say that? I mean, that comes from an evaluation. I'm just letting you know. Here's something that's more prevalent and happens a large majority of the time. The loss of peripheral sensation. So when you have nerve damage, when you have neuropathy, it's progressive. Okay? So the loss of this peripheral sensation or protective sensation. It is, remember, your nerves, it takes a working nerve to send a pain signal. It takes, and when you have neuropathy, your nerves are damaged or they're dying off. So they're not sending all the signals up. So it takes a working nerve. This is why this is so important. You're going to have less pain, most of you, and that'll be music to some of your ears. Most of you, you'll have less pain as this gets worse. Some of you barely have pain or no pain, so it won't really matter to you, but you'll have more what they call a true neurologic loss. You'll have more loss of the sensation. So real quick again. Loss of peripheral sensation or protective sensation, which leads to the loss of position sense and loss of balance and coordination. This is conducive to falls and fractures. Okay, so all that I just read really quickly, the nerves in your legs and feet they're not reporting the news. They're not sending from your feet, the bottom of your feet, your big toe, they're not sending all the information up. You lose your balance, you don't pick your feet up as much as you used to, you snag a rug, you snag a threshold, you snag a curb, fill in the blank. Respectfully, I probably heard most of it, if not all of it, at this point, okay? So you don't want to fall. Luck runs out with falls. Falls can be devastating. Bottom line is pain is an indicator. Half of the people with neuropathy will have this alarm honking on the horn saying, hey, there's a problem down here, pay attention. Half of you will never experience that. Don't wait for it. Pain, and this is not, I'm not challenging you. I can't feel your feet or your legs. I don't know how they feel. I can only tell you what the test shows if it's someone I do a test with. Don't wait for pain. Pain is not an indicator of how healthy your nerves and your legs and your feet are. It is really just not. Even for those that have pain that may be watching this, it is the amount of burning that you have, because again, a lot of people that I meet with are being medicated and so they're dulling the amount of alarm, which is, I understand how useful that is. I'm not judging. I'm saying, and disclaimer inserted here, I don't prescribe medicine. I'm not against it. I'm not minimizing it. I understand it. My point was, you can't use pain as an indicator of how well things are going. Pain is the body's alarm system, okay? Some of you will never half of you, according to what I'm reading, half of you will never have that alarm. You're going to lose function. This is disabling, debilitating, any other adjective I could put on there. I'm not trying to worry you. I just want you to be aware, because again, I've found that no one really tells you this. Maybe it's because they don't read about it, don't study it. Again, I'm not taking a swipe at anybody's docs. I'm sure they're brilliant. You just would want to know. It's about you. What do you want tomorrow? Do you want to at least stay where you are, not get worse? Got to get a test. The test tells you how bad you are, or it tells you which nerves are damaged. Depending on which nerves are damaged, there may be therapies that could possibly help. Okay, but the point was, I thought that you should just be aware, because most people I meet with, the ones that have little to no pain, are always surprised, and this is not new. I'm reading this, you're watching this today, this really is not new. Half of the people have pain, half don't. Okay, so Dr. Ryan K. Lewis, DC, Missouri Pain Treatment Center. Call me if you need anything. Let me know. Click wherever you may read this or watch this, or the post is. It might be a button to click, may not be. If there's not, call me at 1-855-FIX-FEET. That's 855-FIX-FEET. Dr. Ryan K. Lewis, DC. Take care. Hope to meet you.